100 miles. It's a nice round number, isn't it? And it's something I've done a couple of times and we'll be doing again tomorrow morning on the South Downs Way. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Allie Bailey and I am sometimes an ultra runner and sometimes an ultra mentalist, especially when I'm pushed to run ridiculously long distances. So I did do a video a little while ago of me running 40 miles and a lot of weird stuff came out my mouth. We all know who the brown caterpillar is, right? I shouldn't have to explain to you who the brown caterpillar is. Sometimes he visits trail runners. 100 miles is a completely different ballgame. I'm inviting you guys along on the journey into my little mind as I trot my way along the South Downs Way and attempt to do it in under 30 hours. Right then, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. No, it's not, it's 20 past 5 in the morning. We are at race registration, dropping our bags off a little bit later than I was hoping. But there's still a queue for the toilet, so we're definitely not late.
Go!
Which way are we going?
That way.
Which way are we going?
Straight to the camera.
It's the first mile is, on this particular race, is a loopy, little baby loopy. Registration was actually quite mental and like being an airport. But it's such a nice day, sort of makes the 4 o'clock in the morning wake up worth it. There is a golden rule with this sort of thing, and that is you have to walk up hills from the start, which is really hard to justify because 5 miles into 100, you're like, I shouldn't be walking. That means I'm not fit. Especially as, I don't know why this is, people tend to come out and watch you and they'll stand at the top of a hill and you're like, you've all done it in training, right? Where you'll be running along and there's a hill and there's people on it and you feel like you have to run up it. Don't. Just walk. So 5 hours. 5 hours, I'm going mad already, 5 miles, 1 hour. That'd be perfect for what I was planning to do. I won't keep that up for the whole thing. When you are a normal person, you eat crisps like this.
I can demonstrate normal crisp eating.
Normal crisp eating. What a delicious and delectable treat. When you're a runner, you smash them into 1,000 tiny, tiny pieces, and then you get them and you do this.
Down it. And then try and talk with crisps in your mouth.
Because that is what you do. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh, ah! Cows. There's cows. There's cows. There's bloody cows. Right, me and cows. We have a history. Cows like to chase me. They don't chase anyone else. It's just me. And now they've appeared hiding in the shadows. River of joy. Jesus Christ, it's only 11 miles in. I'm already sort of a bit bored. I've got my friend with me, my friend Julius. I'm sort of a bit bored. So here's the thing, right? When you pick your running crew, like, There's a difference between crewing, pacing and people to run with. Julius is my friend, has been my friend for 4 or 5 years. He's also a runner, I met him running, and he understands the rules of running with someone else, in that there's a lot of rules. The first one is, if they're running with you in a race, you both have to run your own race unless you've agreed to run it together. And if you've agreed to run it together, you will stick together, no matter what. So if one person gets injured, you're walking. If you get injured, they're walking. They'll stick with you, no matter what. But then there is we're both racing this, but we'll run together for as long as we can. Now that requires an agreement, and that agreement is dangerous without the agreement, because you fall out with people, because they'll be like, I thought you said we were running together. It's like, yeah, but it's my race as well. Happened with us from the North Downs Way. Very, very hot day. I think we did 30 miles together. Julius was having a struggle, which is fair enough because it was absolutely boiling. I was really worried about him, but I was like, I'm gonna go. He was like, okay. So I went, and sadly he DNF'd that day, but I had to go because otherwise, you know, I might not finish that race. So you've got to agree with your running partner. Oh, he's come joined in now.
I just want to know, which part of the agreement did I say I'd carry your rubbish?
That has taken me 2 hours 50 minutes to do 13 and a bit miles. Now there was a time when I would have been hideously embarrassed about that. Actually, that's exactly the time I wanted to do it in, because I'm looking at doing about 5 miles an hour, slightly under on this bit because it's real hilly. But that's why running ultras is better than running road marathons, because it doesn't matter how long it takes as long as you hit the cut off. Also, let's go through what I've eaten today. 1 bag of ready salted crisps. Sorry, 2 bags of ready salted crisps. 1 bag of hula hoops. 1 egg sandwich. 2 boiled eggs. 1 tonics. 1 naked bar. 1 protein bar. 1.5 litres of water. And a Capri Sun. It is 8 AM. That's why ultra running is amazing. Last time I did one of these videos, I did lots of singing and it was all cut out. So I'm going to make sure that this time I do loads of singing and it stays in. This is the one that's going around my head at the moment. Hot in the city, hot in the city tonight. Do you know why that is? Because it's hot. But I'm not in a city. I'll think of some alternative lyrics and a report back. Right, so this is Butser Hill, right?
Butser Hill.
Don't go too fast. You're telling me this is the highest part on the route?
This is the highest part of the route.
Which means what?
It's all downhill from here.
And that's from a cyclist, they never lie, ever. Mile 20, Butser Hill. It's deep. But it's nice to be out on a sunny day. Hello.
I'm trying to work on a music career, but I'm not sure.
I've done that already.
Hello, Lorna.
Cruise stop, so that's mile 21 cruise stop done. Bye, I'll see you in a bit. I'm trying to keep my cruise stops to a minimum. Because I tend to faff a little bit at cruise stops. However, I always feel like I think I've forgotten something when I leave them. I'm going to request for mile 30, which is in 9 miles, a Calippo. Today, there is also a half marathon and 10k on this route, which is hilarious. I'm like, I keep wanting to stop them and go, stop it, stop what you're doing. It's a gateway drug. First you find yourself a park run, doing things you never thought possible. Then, after park run, you and your mates decide to do a 10k. A 10k you think it'll be fun. Then, after the 10k, your mate down the pub dares you to do a half marathon. So you're like, oh, well, all right, then you train for a year for the half marathon, right? After the half marathon, you're and you don't run to do anything for like months. Then, the charity you ran the half marathon for offer you a place at London Marathon. And you say yes. Why not? Train for that, and you do it. And then, one of your friends is like, have you ever been trail running? You say no. And they say, come out with me. I'll do some trail running with you. So you start trail running. And that's when it really starts to head south. Because trail marathons are rarely 26.2 miles, rarely. So you find yourself accidentally running an ultra. No, that's not too hard. That's not too hard. And that's it. The gateway drugs have worked. You've been sucked into the community. You've been sucked into the very idea of it. And before you know what's happened, you're running a 100 mile.
Hiya, Allie Bailey here.
Oh.
We're having some, what we're having with?
Bike valve issues.
Bike valve issues.
Yeah.
What's happening with yours?
Sometimes I forget what flask it is. I put my mouth on it, I pull it, and you just like this. I'm not going to do it because
Don't do it.
I've got orange squat, I've got apple squash in my eye, so.
I've had a bike valve problem where it pops
No
off.
one cares about your bike valve.
No, everyone cares about your bike valve.
I know.
That's good. You got apple squash, maybe.
I know.
Anyway, bye from me, Allie Bailey. Bye from her, Allie Bailey.
Whoop, 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 whoop. That's the sound of madness, and also the sound of marathon distance being passed. Now, I did something to my shoulder last week when I was scrambling up the Coolin on the Isle of Skye. And it's been fine all week, I haven't even noticed it. But today, when I run, ow, 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 it's killing me. So, it's a new thing. I never thought my arm would get in the way of me running ultras, but it is. So, I'm doing that thing where I'm having massive panic about the fact that I don't think I can do it, which I can do it, and I will do it, but my arm hurts.
That's what we need.
I know, that is what we need, isn't it?
Nothing in the rule.
Made up songs, the woods, trips, slips and hazards. There's trips, slips and hazards. Watch out for the horrible roots of death. I'll take you down and then you'll be dead. Need to work on that one. It's quite good though. My plan was 21 or 22 hours. I did 23:35 or something a couple of years ago. That is not going to happen, I don't think, because of the heat. It's hot, it's bouncing off the chalkland. So we are walking and running, but we are walking a lot more than I had planned. Bikes! Julius, just wait.
Okay.
Bikes.
Yes, thank you.
That's okay. Bikes.
Thanks.
Some more bikes. Bikes. Ooh. Right, so I'm going to be reactive, which means that your plan has to change while you're running, which can be quite difficult if you've got a real time in your head that you want to do. If you've done something before and you're like, I'm not doing as well as I was before. Because the thing is, it's going to get cooler at some point. So if you can just maintain yourself for the hot part of the day so you don't get sick, you can try and push it a little bit in the last 25-30 miles when it's cooler. That's the plan. Don't know if it's going to work, but what we don't want is we don't want to get down with the sickness.
Well, the thing is, I can't, is it so hot? I can't eat like I'd like to be able to eat.
Me neither.
That's
We
the
are
thing.
still eating, we're
So
taking
we're
salt.
taking salts, but you can't get as much down you as you'd want, or you would need. Normally, I'd eat a lot more. So I'm going to have to, at 50 miles, eat properly. Now it's going to take a bit of time, isn't it?
So am I. So we're going to decide to take 15 minutes at mile 50. We're going to sit down and a proper meal. That will probably, that's in 20 miles. 20 miles probably going to take us another 4 or 5 hours at this pace. Probably 5. At that point, it will be 5 p.m. and it will be getting cooler. You see what we're doing here, kids? Mile 38 and a half. Just talking about all the things that happen when you become a 100-mile runner, like how your personality changes, because it really does in the best possible way. I think it's the best possible way, in that you regress, and all the things that you were taught were a little bit rude to talk about, or all the things that were rude to do in public, you just do in front of strangers.
How you doing? Yeah,
You talk about it in front of strangers, and you do it in front of strangers. You fart, burp, bleed, you talk about poo. You do poo in front of people. If you're friend, you poo in front of your friends. But the thing I love the most about this is it does strip you back to being like this childish state. This like childish state where you don't worry about being a grown up for a bit. All you have to do is get from mile to mile, from checkpoint to checkpoint. All you have to do is run, and that. And there's no barrier between people. You just say what you want to say, and everyone kind of gets it. 10 miles to go till halfway, obviously. Still a bit of maths. But it is so hot.
Sorry to sort of.
This is what happens when it gets real hot. Everyone helps everyone else. That is why these big races are amazing. When you're doing like this, it's so important for you to take in the beauty of it, whether that's through the rain, literally or mentally, or whether it's absolutely boiling, because I think it helps you to balance your mental state of I can't do it, I'm too hot, I'm too cold, I feel sick. Like, have a look at this. Like, how lucky are we to be able to get on our 2 little feet holes and run along a national trail and take that stuff in on a day like this. Very lucky. That's me showing a bit of gratitude. Let's see how grateful I am. Come mile 65, shall we? Any 100-mile race you do, or any ultra you do, there will always be an A road to cross. Always. Without fail. Have you ever done an ultra that hasn't got an A road on its cross?
Yes.
Okay, all the ones apart from one of the ones he's done.
Escape from Meriden.
Oh, there you go then. But that was your choice, because you were choosing the route.
Yes.
Do you want to take a bit of this? Hey? Do you want to take a bit of this?
But most ultras, it's like ultra bingo, right? So 100-mile bingo. Can you collect the following things? A golf course, a beach, an A road, a spa, a road with houses so expensive you can't actually believe people own them on. What else? A river. Oh, disused railway track. Bridleway. Chalkland. Wet grass. Fields full of corn. And fields full of cows. All of those things you're guaranteed on any ultra, apart from the London Ultra. Oh yes!
Tap party!
Utterly glorious. Utterly glorious. Whoo, it goes down your back and it's cold like an ice cream. They just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. They're a bit like ultra runners. It's just so hot, it's just draining, and it just makes you so knackered. There's nothing I can do to make myself wake up apart from take caffeine, and that's just a high-low game, so I went for it to get a bit cooler.
Yeah.
Marching down to Washington, and then hopefully it'll get better. We're all good, we're going to get on with it because we're dying. So we have just passed the halfway mark, the 50 miles. I am so tired. The heat slaps it out of you, but also you get this weird thing, even when you've done it before, and I've done this race before, and I've done 600 or 700 miles, where you're like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. But you know you can do it because you've done it before, and you think, it was never this hard before. It was never this hard. I think it was this hard. I just think that you rose tint it after and think, oh, that was easier than I thought. So it's very weird. It's like a proper mental battle between yourself and yourself. The best kind of mental battle. But this one, I'll try and win. I can't promise there won't be any tears. That reminds me of, you know when there's been an aeroplane crash and they put all people's stuff out? That's what it's like.
He's like, you just gave one to someone else.
Hot noodle. Who'd have thunk it? Meal of champions.
Do you recognise the extra padding?
It's a boob.
There's a man there.
It is a really
Let's have a look. Show it again.
This is the only way that people can
What is that?
autonomous.
It's bra padding on his bag. That is genius. That was my quickest ever turnaround at a major aid station. Probably about 8 minutes. To eat a pot noodle. Maybe that's where the Noodle Doodle song came from. And have some sort of protein shake. And now we're walking up a hill again. What a surprise. $55. It's all uphill from Washington. Like not even a little slope, like a hill. You completely lose sense of humour. Even though I've had my din-dins. Anyway, Lorna's here.
I'm here. Hello.
Lorna is going to pace me for...
After on fire, I've done 1.3 miles and the whole thing is uphill so far. But I hate to complain and all,
It's fine.
but it's not
But,
what I've been led to believe is fun.
No, it's still really hot, but paces, let's talk about paces. So lots of people believe the job of the pacer is to keep the person going fast-ish. But that it's not a marathon. In ultras, it's more of a case of opening gates, keeping an eye on nav, helping to make sure that person doesn't go mad, basically. Hope is important, especially when you feel like you've run out of it. This Fit Mile 57 is great because Lorna's here, and that means we can have a yap and a walk and a run. Very aware there's still 43 miles to go. But the best bit about it is, at this point in this run, you can see the sea. The irony being, you have a long f***ing way to go that way before you get to the end. But I think it's always good to grab little morsels of hope. I just hate them. I hate running. My feet hurt. My body hurts. I'm tired. I can't see the point. I've still got 19 miles to go, and this happens every time at some point.
Right, Allie.
No. F***ing go for your best mate. Go on. Pacing him now. No. Well, I'm not going to. I'm not getting into a strop, Lorna. I'm not getting into a f***ing strop. Don't speak to me.